All right, folks, it is showtime. I'm Tanya Smith, and this is Get Noticed with Video. This is our weekly live stream that we're doing on a special night because I have a very special guest that's going to be joining me in just a few seconds here. Before I do that, I want to let you know what we're going to be talking about tonight. So, tonight, we're going to answer this question: how do I serve, sell, and get paid every day? So, we talk a lot about video on this show. In fact, as a Get Noticed with Video founder, the reason for that name and the reason that we focus on this live stream each week is to help entrepreneurs, especially service providers, learn how to build your social influence with live stream and on camera video, whether it's pre recorded or live. We talk about that. But you can't just do content for sake of content. You also have to think about how to stay, become, and remain a profitable business. So I'm bringing my good friend Shontaye Hawkins on in just a second. But before I do, and I do see a couple of folks that are joining us here, so I'll acknowledge you in just a few minutes. I'm going to go ahead and play my short intro video, and we'll be right back with Shontaye Hawkins, the CEO and founder of Profit is the New Black. All righty, folks, I'm adding my friend, the incredible and amazing Shontaye Hawkins. Welcome.
We're going to have a party. I can't act right. I can't act right.
Hey, Miss Pat, I know you can act right, but we're going to just have fun.
I do from time to time, but I'm just not. I'm going to be good. I'm going to do whatever whatever is necessary for today. How about that?
All right. That'll work. So I'm going to say this because I have a couple of folks that are not only from my group, but we're also broadcasting live in your group too, Shontaye. So
nice.
For anybody who is joining us from inside of a Facebook group, the only rule is that you need to give StreamYard your permission in order for us to be able to see your face and comment. So otherwise, it's going to show up a little bit like this. So hi, Facebook user. I don't know who you are, but if you are on with us live, please feel free to say hello and welcome my buddy Shontaye. If you are in Shontaye's group, Profit is the New Black, again, you may not know the rules, so just go to StreamYard.com/Facebook. StreamYard.com/Facebook. Real quick, pop over there, give them permission, and then pop on back over here. All right. Hello, Miss Jackie. I want to say hey to everybody, Shontaye.
We got a lot of people that are already here. Like, hey, y'all.
Awesome sauce. And Marcia and Pat, there's so many. So thank you for joining us live. We're going to talk a little bit, and I'm going to go ahead and remove, I'll remove our names out of the way. Actually, I don't need to do that. We'll pop up comments as we have different questions throughout our talk, but I want to talk to you. and I want people to know exactly why. It should be in the group. Yep, I see a note. I want to know exactly why you started focusing on this topic. So we're going to dive into some questions, and I try to keep a little structure. So I'm going to have a little bit of an outline. And before we dive in, I just need to read Shontaye's bio because it's really incredible. You need to hear this. So, known as the bottom line strategist, Shontaye Hawkins is CEO and founder of Profit is the New Black, which I always have loved that name. She's also the best-selling author of The Profitable Women's Playbook, 15 Strategies to Win Big in Life and in Business, or Life and Business. Shontaye uses her extensive entrepreneurial and finance background to equip small business owners to build highly profitable 6- and 7-figure businesses. She is the creator of the Ultimate Profit System and has worked with top business leaders to build wealth in excess of $1 billion, y'all. So when I said, hey, You've got questions about how to grow your business and to double your revenue? Let me go get my sister friend who knows this stuff. Shontaye has been featured on Fox News Radio, CBS Radio, Black Enterprise, List TV, as well as many other media outlets across the country. Profit is the New Black is a business coaching, consulting, and training company. And one of her mottos is, it doesn't take money to make money, it takes action. So I love this about you. And you know, my first thing that I have to do is to ask you to tell us a little bit more about yourself. Then I'm going to talk a little bit about you and how I got to know you. But first, share things beyond the bio. What should people know about you?
Wow, that's like such a loaded question, and it can go in so many different ways. But I think the short answer and the thing that really makes me who I am is my family. I love, like, so I grew up in a family of entrepreneurs. Been around entrepreneurship since I was a young girl, and actually that's how I started my business, because I would mimic my dad and my uncles, and I had a make believe office in their office. But I love family. I love part of the reason I do what I do is because of them. It's the freedom that being an entrepreneur allows me to enjoy and have, and then also really being able to be an example
Yeah.
for other women entrepreneurs, right? That are little girls, big girls, grown women, whatever, and think, right, that they can't. And so I fully accept that, you know what, this is a part of my journey, and to bring as many women along as possible. And so that's who Shontaye is. And she's a little silly and funny. I love sweets. I just, gonna keep it real with y'all. And I eat celery every day.
She really does. That's not a joke. She really does. Virginia is very much a vegetable geek herself. So
Oh,
yeah,
look, my vegetable sister.
she is. So celery every day is definitely one of the things that I know about you, Miss Shontaye. And here's the other thing that I know. I know that when I first met you, and it's been some years, but we really just got to, like, I think meet in person, maybe at Video Marketing World.
Yeah, that was the first time meeting in person.
Even though we had connected with each other online, and I felt like that connection, it was really even stronger when we got to like hug and high five in person. It's
Yes.
like, oh my God, it's really her. I
You.
loved
Oh my
it.
goodness, it's you.
It was you. And here's the thing that I absolutely loved. I know somebody said, sweets and celery together.
Not together. No, they're not. They're not together. They're like, just as if y'all are looking for, a way to really get my attention, you could send me sweets, right? Or order sweets if we're out for lunch or dinner. But sweets are just separate. Like, I'm a sweets girl, and they have to be pretty sweet. So it's like, not just a regular cookie. It's kind of the ones with the icing and in the beautiful shapes and beautiful colors. That's what gets me. And then just in general, one of my daily habits is eating celery.
And we'll have to, towards the end, talk a little bit about the benefits that you've seen from eating celery, because when I heard you say that, I was like, celery, what?
Yeah.
But it's actually interesting. So let me just share a little bit more about when I met you, and I actually have a picture. So let me pop this up. See if I can get it to pop up here. So this is a picture, right?
Yes.
And in this picture, this was one of the first opportunities I had to really meet the crew.
Right. Right. Yes. Yeah.
And what it taught me about my friend Shontaye is that she is a natural networker. Like, she has this passion for being able, she talked about family, but she sees family as well as her sister friends. Like, she really she checks in on you. She wants to know that you're okay. She's not just trying to promote herself or be somebody, important. Even though I feel that you are important and what you do is so important to society and to our culture. But
Mm,
I love the fact that you just embrace people for who they are. You see
mm,
their gifts, you pump
mm,
them up, you have this natural gift for encouraging. So I just wanted
mm.
to acknowledge that because
Thank
that is one of
you.
the reasons why I first thought I was like, yeah, I have to, when I bring people to my group, which is rare,
Mm,
when I bring people into my space and into my community, I bring real people, people that I actually believe love other people and have a compassion for other people. So
yes.
thank
Thank
you for
you.
that.
Thank you for that. This was such a surprise. I had no idea that you were going to pull up a picture. Like, well,
Yeah,
I should have known there was going to be some surprises sprinkled in here.
I got to do that. I got to do
Yes.
that.
Yes.
So we got to dive into the topic and let's talk a little bit more. So we now folks know a little bit about your background and know who you are and that you love sweets and celery separately. How did you get into the business of helping businesses build more profitable business? So how business owners, entrepreneurs, people that you work with, your clients, why did you think that that was important? What gave you that passion for that?
I mean, honestly, Tanya, a few years back, I was doing an interview and I realized in the middle of the interview that the adult Shontaye was acting out. Well, the young Shontaye that used to sit in my dad's office and play on a 10 key machine, which for those of you that don't know, that's one of those big calculators. And
I remember
I used to
those.
play on that, make myself a big cup of coffee when I would go into the office. And that young girl, what I realized is that young Shontaye was acting out who the adult Shontaye would become. And I have a deep love for numbers and money, not like from a standpoint of greed, right? But more so from helping people understand and experience the freedom that comes with being profitable. Not, and we're not talking only about the money, the numbers part of it. Being profitable allows you to have more choices, options, and impact in your life and in your business. Because if I help you, a client of mine, or someone here that's hanging out with us right now, right, that's a ripple effect. You're going to take this knowledge and information, it's going to impact your household directly. It impacts your clients, it impacts your community. So for me, it's so big, right? It's so big. And it started honestly when I was a little girl. And I went and worked for one of the largest investment banking firms in the world. And I just followed that path, right? And I thought that I was going to climb the corporate ladder and like that was going to be my thing. I was going to have a big corner office, a beautiful corner office. And little by little along that journey, I started really digging into entrepreneurship and understanding like there was this huge need. And then really being called and finding myself not as happy as I'd like to be in the corporate setting.
Yeah.
And I followed the journey. And that hasn't always been easy, but I am so grateful for it. And that's anything. I don't care what you choose, right? There's going to be peaks and valleys, but you just got to stick with it. I shared a blog post in on my newsletter and on my website today, and I called it the Profitable Business Owner Survival Guide, right? And I share in there that when you face a challenge, there's unexpected things that happen, right? A client payment doesn't go through, a Facebook ad doesn't get approved, the launch doesn't go the way that you wanted it to, you name it, right? Stuff happens.
Mm-hmm.
We have a choice in those moments, right? To stop or give it our all. And it reminds me of when I train and run for half, like when I'm training for half marathons, there are times when I approach a hill. And at that moment, I can stop and say, "No, what? I'm not trying to do this hill. I'm not doing this. Right? This is for the
I
birds.
know. That would be me.
Somebody else could do that. Somebody else could do that." But what I find myself doing is I really open up and unleash more fire and more power when I see the hill. And that's the kind of thing that's necessary when you are building your business, when you face a challenge. You got to
Mm-hmm.
dig in. You got to be willing to give it your all because you can either give it your all for yourself or you can give it your all for somebody else. And whatever path and journey you choose is totally fine. No judgment.
You know what I love that you're talking about how you have to push through because it doesn't matter what type of business you're in. Anybody that's watching this, doesn't matter if you're doing video or if it's something else, some other type of content or that you're producing some type of product or that you're
Mhm.
creating. It doesn't matter what you do. You're going to face an obstacle in that hill.
Yep.
And you're going
Yeah.
to have that decision to make. Do I go ahead and move forward, or do I say, you know what, not at this time?
Yeah.
I'm going to
Right.
back up.
Right. And we all, if we all are honest with ourselves, we've had a challenge. We've had an unexpected event happen. And what happened? We pushed through.
Yep.
We learned something from it. We figured out, oh, that's not the way to do that. Right? Let's do it this way. You got some feedback, whether you like it or not. And it's probably in this moment, you can look back and say, it made me a better person. It made me a better business owner.
So how do you, and this is one, I didn't give you this one in advance because I know you'll be able to answer it. But what is a way that people can push through? Because you know what? A lot of times we are right on the verge of making that leap from being a person who is constantly putting out stuff and feeling like nothing's coming back.
Mm,
We're right on the verge of actually making money and being profitable, but we can't see it. And so then we stop too early. So
mm,
what's your advice? And I know you have something called the ultimate profit system. So there
mm-hmm.
may be some nuggets in there that you can share. But
Yeah.
how do you help people, or what would you tell people to push through, even when you can't see the success on the other side?
So you read it's a quote, but it's really truly my business philosophy. And when I wrote my first book, Profit is the New Black, I wrote that book to dispel the belief that it takes money to make money. And so it doesn't take money to make money. It takes action, the right, consistent action. And so when we've all kind of had that moment where we're like, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore. You just
Mm-hmm.
right there, you're just like, I can't, I'm done. But if you believe that I'm doing what I was purposed to do, right? I'm on the right path. I'm on the journey that I'm supposed to be on. Ask yourself, are you really truly taking action? Are you are your expectations realistic? See, we live in this microwave popcorn society where what I mean by that, you put a microwave dinner in, a dinner in the microwave, you put two
Mm-hmm.
minutes and you take it out, and now you got this fresh hot steak and vegetables and mashed potatoes or whatever, right? That's not the way it works with the business. It's daily work, it's daily action. And oftentimes a lot we get to this point where we say we've done everything, we've tried this, but I'll tell you, Tanya, I can have a conversation with a business owner, I can ask them 2 or 3 questions, and I'll get to the point of, you're not taking action, you're
Mm-hmm.
not executing, you're being defeated by one person's no.
Mm-hmm.
You're being defeated by the fact that you have one person signed up or 10 people signed up for your webinar.
Yep.
That's 10 more than some people.
Mm-hmm. Did you see? Look at Renee's note. I think that's
Yeah.
awesome too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
So,
it's the right action. It takes the right consistent action, not just, see what sometimes we start off and we don't know what the right action is, right? So we're making some assumptions and going, I'm gonna try this. And then out of though taking that action, you say, okay, no, I think I should go this way. Or maybe you basically find the right course. But how do you find the right course? You gotta be in action.
mm-hmm.
Too many people are sitting back waiting, like, oh gosh, or just sitting back, observing everybody else,
Yep. Yep.
watching what
I'll never forget this woman who told me that she was going to start her business and she was going to get clients.
mm-hmm.
And she said, but I have to have my website first. And so she hired a web designer. Then she hired another web designer. Then she hired another web designer because she couldn't quite get it to where she felt like it needed to be. And 3 years later, she still had no clients. But she had a lot of different web designs that she had paid for and invested in. So, yeah.
Oh my goodness. So we don't have the time today. But let me say this about that. It's Virginia saying sometimes I don't know what the right actions are. So okay. There's a lot of stuff that's coming out that's being downloaded that I want to say. So I'm gonna start
Okay.
talking right now. So here's the thing. You don't need the website. I love my website. I love my landing pages. I love the design. I love those things. But honestly, I want everybody right now that's viewing in live or the replay, if you watch the replay, I want everybody to understand that I'm not doing business with you necessarily because of your website. I'm doing business with you because of you. And whether you have a website or not doesn't matter. You being able to speak powerfully about the transformation that people experience when they work with you is what's going to have somebody raise their hand and say, send me the link so I can pay, or how do I sign up, or where's, like you don't need these things, business cards and websites and brochures and podcasts and whatever. That's just bright, shiny object stuff. It distracts you and takes you away from the ultimate goal, which is you say you want to make money. Let's just be real.
That's a sin. We shouldn't be saying that. So what do you say to people that say, well, I don't want to, it's not about the money. It's just about, because I mean, every time I hear that, it makes me cringe a little bit inside. Like, what makes you feel like money is a bad thing?
So people, so I know we have some spiritual, some religious people, whatever, however we want to phrase it, that have some feelings and beliefs. I'm go there with it. I'm sorry,
Okay.
Tanya, I could have told you, but
go ahead.
I'm gonna keep it real. That have this belief that money is bad. Try not having it.
Yeah.
How does that feel? Who can you help? Who can you help without the money? Who can you say, the word impact has gotten really popular over the last few years, right? Like everybody's going to impact people and all this kind of stuff. And how can you impact thousands and hundreds of, people and millions of people and you can't help yourself?
Yep.
So let me tell you something. I know that money is powerful. It allows you to be the wife, the daughter, the business owner. It allows you to experience life. It allows you to break down barriers. It allows, oh my God. So here, let me ask this question. Because Tanya didn't give me enough time. She knew.
I know. It's my fault.
It's
my fault.
Y'all blame Tanya. Because
look, at least Natalia says thank you. She's good. She's good. She's good with me bringing you on. Go ahead.
So here's the thing. I want everybody that's hanging out with us right now, I want to ask y'all this question. What bad thing has money done to you? What bad thing has money done? Anybody want to answer that question in the chat?
I don't see that yet. I do see some, hey, when you have it, you can offer to those who need it. You can give back. It's true.
Right. You can be more impactful with it. So here's the thing. I'll tell you this story, and then I'm gonna let you ask me another question, and I'll be quiet.
Connie said, I don't even know. Nothing bad has happened. I know. Right. I can't think of anything.
Here's the thing. I remember I was having a conversation with a colleague several years ago, and I was telling her, that, I really feel like people should pay attention to the numbers and the money and have a system and a process. And she said, Shontaye, the numbers just aren't sexy. And I said, the numbers may not be sexy, but being broke is really
it's not
sexy.
It's true.
Right? Like try that on for a little while. Try broke on and see how that feels. Like it doesn't feel good.
No.
Y'all don't got to do it. I done been there. We ain't got to do it. We ain't got nobody has to go there.
Me too.
But I see we got a lot of people that say money isn't bad. It's the intent behind the use of your money that makes people feel that having money is bad.
Here, let me pop that up.
If you know your why, your true
That's
why.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah. And you know what? Once I got past that stigma and I started understanding the principles that you're talking about, then I realized the more that I can earn, the more that I can serve,
Yes.
right? If I
Yes.
can't earn any income, how am I out there telling anybody what they can do, what's possible? Because
Right.
I'm not showing it myself. I'm not doing them justice
Right.
by not earning money, by giving away
Yeah.
everything for free or undervaluing who I am as an expert, as a person who's invested in myself.
Yeah.
You're investing in yourself.
Yeah.
So why would I not want you to invest in me so that you can learn? I can offer you what I know and we can build
Mhm.
each other up.
Mhm. Mhm. I think so. One thing is that really is a breakthrough for, especially women, business owners. We have such a nurturing nature and we want to help everybody, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we get caught up in the story. Their husband lost their job, their baby is going to school, their baby something, whatever. They taking care of their parents, all of these things, right? And so then we just want to, oh, I wanted to help her.
Yeah.
Wanted to help her.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody has a story. Okay. Everybody has a story. So if you allow yourself to get caught up in the story, you're not going to be able to serve anybody
That's right.
because you're going to be stuck in helping like giving your gifts away and not being paid and being able to really impact more people by asking them to invest in themselves through you.
Yeah.
So here's the thing I would give everybody an assignment, right? Is explore your relationship with money. I wonder how many people here can truly say honestly today that they looked at their bank account. I look at my bank account every day and I express gratitude for every penny that's in there.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I look at it every day and express gratitude is I am opening up the space for more to come in. See, some
I
people
love
are so
that.
afraid to look at their bank accounts. They don't even know what's in there. They go to the store, they use their credit cards or their bank
Mm-hmm.
card, and they like, I think I got enough. I hope and pray.
I hope I do.
I hope I got enough.
I've
Right.
been there.
Right. I mean, no,
I used to do that.
I'm not speaking, I'm not preaching from like a mountaintop. I'm talking the journey I've walked myself.
Yeah.
If you want to really get to a point of being able to serve at a high level, start looking at your bank account on a daily basis. And when you get uncomfortable, you need to, spend some time journaling and exploring what are your beliefs about money. Because once you understand that, then you'll discover why you aren't doing certain things, why you're not taking the right actions, even when
Right.
you know what the right actions are in your business. I'm
I
reading.
love that.
Look, I'm being nosy. I'm seeing what.
You reading some comments? Let me see. Let me come back. Daily gratitude. Yes, ma'am. Just being thankful for whatever it is,
Yep.
for what I want to help. Yeah. And not hurt yourself. I know. Who said we had to be broke in order to serve other people? Who said that?
Mm-mm.
Because that's something that some of us have bought into and
Yeah.
stayed in. And guess what? Even if you in the past or up until this moment have bought into that,
Mhm.
now is a perfect opportunity for you to try something different and
Yes,
to
because that thing
adopt.
isn't working.
Yeah, it's and it's not working because you can't move forward. You feel stuck.
Yep.
And
You're
that was me for
frustrated.
years. For years I was feeling stuck because I felt like
Mhm.
Shontaye, like I can't charge them. I can't do that. I gotta.
Mhm.
And you know what? One of my mentors that I was paying a significant amount of money per month initially when we
Mhm.
first started out, and she said, "Hey, I want you to join my coaching program. I think we should work together." I said, "Nah, I can't afford you."
Mm.
And she said to me, and I'll never forget, she said, "How are you going to charge people what I'm charging you unless you've paid it.
Yes.
Unless you've invested in yourself in this amount, how will you be able to move forward and charge other people to
Yeah.
invest in themselves
Yeah.
at that level and beyond? And it was an eye opener because
And
I
I think
just wasn't thinking that way.
and I think there's some confusion too, because people are like, people say there's a lot of pay, charge what you charge your worth.
Yeah.
Let me say this. People don't pay you what you're worth. They pay you what you ask for.
That's deep. That's deep.
It's
That's right. And if they've done what you said earlier, you talked about making sure that you're able to talk about the solutions and what
yeah,
you can offer and how you can transform a life.
yeah,
You can take them from where they are right now to point B or point C.
yeah, yeah. But it's not about what you're worth. It's about what you ask for.
Hmm. Renee said, "Oh my, I know, right?" Girl, they are loving you. I might have to bring you back.
Passing on
Yes.
believing. Yes, yep, yep, yep. Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's a lot, Tanya. Like, there's a whole lot of directions I could go in. My brain is like, give them this,
I
give them that,
know.
give them
I
this. So,
know. So
but
let's get on track.
yeah,
Because look, the last several minutes, our whole 30 minutes, I didn't ask her any of the questions I had planned on asking because I really just felt like this pull to ask you the questions I asked. I feel
yeah,
like there was a need for, and I never think that there are any coincidences. There's
right.
always a reason why somebody's in the room, which
Mm-hmm.
is why I always talk to my group, my community about the fact that when I do live videos, if it's one person or 100 people, it doesn't matter. I'm
Yeah,
still going to give the value and share the content that I intended to share
yes,
because you have to rehearse for that next level. Every
yes.
time you get on live, every time you get on a video, you're preparing for the next time. You're preparing
Mm-hmm.
for when you do have thousands,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So I
Mm-hmm.
feel like that's the same thing with money.
Yes, yes. You have to start somewhere. You got to get comfortable asking for it. I'll tell you this. I used to, when I was in corporate America, um, and I remember I was working with one of my mentors, one of my coaches at the time. I was at a point where we were doubling I saw that, Erica, people don't pay you what you're worth. She's like, just needed to write that out.
Yes.
Yes, put it.
Yes, yes, yes. That's real talk, real talk.
But I remember I was at a point in which I was getting ready to increase the price for a program, and it was going to be double. And I was
Ooh.
freaking out. Right. I was freaking out about it. And here's the funny thing. My coach broke this down for me is people were already renewing in the program, right? So I was doubling the price, but had already been renewing in it like 2 years or something, right? So they were already paying me that. Like, if I looked at it on an annual basis, they were already paying me that.
Mm-hmm.
But the difference was in me actually having to articulate and ask for $10,000 or $5,000 versus 2,500, right? And
Mm-hmm.
and this I'm breaking it down for the audience, right? Because some of you all may be at that point where you're like, I know I'm not charging enough, and I could be charging more. So
Yeah.
how did I get to the point of being able to really own and step into the power of the transformation that I know my clients get when they work with me? I rehearsed it. I would be driving to work. I would be in the shower. I would wherever I had a moment to myself, I would rehearse the conversation, and I would pretend to hear the business owner say, this is exactly what I need, Shontaye. What's the price? What's the investment? How do I get started? And I would practice and rehearse my response. So the more comfortable I got in saying that new investment, right, the easier it became. And when the person said, yes, okay, here's my credit card, I was like, oh,
Okay. Okay then.
okay, then let's get this party started. But it is a practice. So if it's not something you've done before, if you haven't invested in yourself at that level, you haven't talked about those types of numbers, spend some time rehearsing it. Get in the car whenever whatever you have a free moment. Pretend that you hear that client saying, oh my God, this is like, how do I get started? What's the investment? Like, I got my credit card here. I'm ready to pay you. You haven't even told them the number yet.
Mm-hmm.
But just step into that knowing that it's a yes still. So how are you going to speak and tell them what that number is? And I'll tell you, one way not to do it is not to say it with a question mark at the end. I remember this lady, I was looking for someone to do some writing for me. And she said, and I said, okay, what's the price for this? Right. And she said, $250.
Yeah.
You asking me if that's okay for you to charge me $250? That's not the way to get paid.
Right.
Ask for what you want.
And be clear that you're worth it. Be clear
Yes.
that your value, that you can give them the transformation. That's the thing I think sometimes we feel incongruent because we
Yeah.
haven't spent enough time thinking about what is the value, what is the benefit of what I can give and offer to people through my services, through my products, through my speaking, through my books. What is the value? What is the transformation? If you haven't spent enough time understanding that about yourself,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be harder
Yeah.
because you're not going to feel congruent. You won't even know if you can't speak to that, you can't really charge that in good faith, right?
Yeah.
You're going to
Yeah.
feel misaligned.
Yeah.
It's going to feel like, oh, that's too much because you haven't spent that time.
And also because you haven't embraced the gift.
Yeah.
So one thing I would give everybody to do too is I find sometimes business owners say things like, I haven't done this before, right? Or I don't have clients, right? And so how can I, how do I sell when I don't have clients yet?
Yeah.
Make a list of your accomplishments. Make a list of your accomplishments. You've helped. The thing that you're most passionate about, likely you've already done at some point in time in your career and in your life. So everything that you've done doesn't necessarily, like, there's probably a correlation, but you may feel like it's not related. But make a list, 25, 30 accomplishments, things that you've accomplished in your life and in your business. And you'll see it's a lot easier for you to have those conversations and speak to the value that you provide.
I love that. I love it. Now I got to try to see what I need to skip. This has been good. You just have so much wisdom, Shontaye, and it's natural. I'm saying it's natural, but it's natural and it's organic because I know that your story is what led you to this place. I know that you're speaking from a place of heart and that you have actually been in these situations that we're talking about, and so have I. So we're not speaking from that stage of, hey, make six figures. We're not just, because I hear a lot of people, a lot of experts out there doing that, having that conversation. And when you start paying attention to their process and to what they're doing, they haven't been there.
Yeah.
They're telling you that they can get you there, but they haven't been there.
Yeah.
So start from where you are and take these pieces of advice, these nuggets in this short amount of time that Shontaye has given. Take that to heart and really apply it. So here's my question before we get ready to wrap. What is the biggest problem you see entrepreneurs making with their marketing and with their money? What's the biggest problem? I know we've talked about a few things, but biggest problem and a solution that you would offer.
So with marketing, I'm gonna answer this question in two parts. I'm gonna address the marketing piece and then I'll address the money piece. So in marketing, I see people having a one and done strategy. And a one and done approach, meaning they send one email, they do one Facebook Live, they'll put out one social media post, like it's one, and then they're like, they wanted to have 100 people sign up, or they wanted to have 500 people sign up, and they're expecting that one action to be enough. One is not enough, you guys. Let me tell you, there's a rule of 7 in marketing. You can look it up. And it states that you must that people need to see your offer at least 7 times before they take action. So
Wow.
if you think about that, 7 times, and it's probably even more now, obviously, right? With all of the social media that the distractions that come our way. Um, and you need to make sure that you're staying in front of your ideal client, because look, we all know you can be reading an article, you get a text message, you go look at the text message, now you're off doing something else, right? And you meant to do, you like that article had some information, or you were going to click buy or whatever it was, and now you're distracted. So as a business owner, we have to understand that we're not getting on anybody's nerves. If you're providing value, you're not bothering anyone. That's you. You're getting in your own way. You're thinking, oh, I shouldn't do this. And not thinking about who you are, who you say you want to serve, and who you want to impact, right? You want to impact millions and thousands or whatever. You can't impact them if you're getting caught up in your thoughts and how you feel, and you're thinking, oh my God, I put a post on social media. Baby, we didn't see it. We didn't see it. You need to run an ad or do a video, or you need to do some more stuff, right?
So that consistency is a big deal.
It's huge. So when it comes to money, not knowing where you are, that's the biggest problem I see. I'll ask people, okay, so how much money are you making currently in your business? Or, what did you make last year? Or, because I'm trying to assess like where you are and how I can best support you. And they're like, I'm not sure. I don't really, let me tell you something. I want you to get to a point where you're so comfortable and you know your numbers and you know how much money is in your bank account on a daily basis, that you can rattle that stuff off so quickly and easily that it does not matter, right? Who's asking you, because I have this many clients, I'm generating this amount on a monthly basis, I'm projected to make this amount. So the problem that I see business owners making when it comes to money is they simply don't even know they don't know how much money they're making. They don't know what's coming in. They don't know what's going out.
Yeah. So you got to know, you got to be familiar with your income and your expenses too, which I sat down the other day and wrote out a list of all the many different apps that I have.
Yes.
And went through and I put a K for the ones that I want to keep and a C next to the ones I wanted to cancel.
Yes.
And I probably cut that list in about half. And I do that on a frequent basis, probably every 3 to 4 months, I'll do that.
I tell people one of the things you want to do is you need to have a financial review process that you do for your business on a monthly basis, preferably at the beginning of the month, looking at the month prior, right? So for May, you would look back at April, right? But you want to do this, and you don't want to do this like May 21st. We want to do this like May 3rd, May 4th, so we can make some decisions about our goals for the month of May. Do we need to make some adjustments? Are we on track? Are we off track? So yeah, y'all should do that. I'm going to be quiet because Teen is.
It's all good. I apologize for those of you who were like, wait, this is not her normal 30 minutes. We are running over a little bit, but there's so much. I hope that this is useful and valuable. I'm pretty sure it's really good information. And some of you have been asking for it. So I thought, instead of me just giving my perspective, let me pull someone who I believe and trust in as a true expert when it comes to profit and money generation, and someone who can speak the truth to it. Because there are a lot of people out there, y'all, that will not give you the truth. They'll give you what they want to give you in order for you to purchase something from them.
Yeah.
So I do want, though, people to know how to continue to communicate with you. I need to ask you one last question before I ask you to share how to connect.
Okay.
What is your favorite place to eat out that you will go running to once this whole quarantine and COVID thing, the C word, has calmed down? What's your favorite place to go and eat? I just had to ask because I'm asking everybody that I talk to. So
Okay,
What's yours?
so my favorite place to eat and the place that I'm gonna run to, who is Half Shells. I like the honey chipotle shrimp tacos. I get half rice, half broccoli with the sour cream on the side.
I
That
love
is
me some sour cream. I just do.
so that's gonna be my like spot to go to. I was actually thinking about it the other day. I was like, I wonder if they gotta drive up, like,
Oh,
where I could just order and let them kind of toss it in the front seat kind of deal.
and then drive off and enjoy
Drive
some.
off, drive off. But that's where I'm gonna go. And so that's dinner, but we have to have a dessert, right?
Because you're into sweets. Yes, of
Because I'm in
course.
sweets, right?
Hmm.
So I'm going to have to show up at like a couple of little cupcake places, right? Just depends on who's open and who,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So, how do people reach you, Shontaye? Where can they get more of your Profit is the New Black wisdom?
Well, so they can go to profitisthenewblack.com. That's my website. And on social media, I'm Shontaye Hawkins on Facebook. I have a personal page and a business page there, and it's under both of those are under Shontaye Hawkins. We have the Facebook group, which is Profit is the New Black. But if you go to the website is loaded like with so much information and content. I blog like pretty much once a week there, so you're going to get a lot of stuff.
Like she said, you put a smile on my face. I know. Because we have fun. We just love, I love me some Shontaye. I'm going
I
to tell
love me
you.
some
I
Tanya. Let
do.
me tell y'all something. If y'all don't have a Tanya Smith in y'all life, I don't know what kind of life you're living. You don't.
Such a hot mess. Such a hot mess. Okay, so special offers. I know that there is something that you wanted to share with the group, with my community,
Yes.
and your own, because we're broadcasting in your group as well. So, what would you like me to pull up first? I'm so happy.
So
Look, everybody's sending some kudos. So let me just acknowledge this really. So, Connie, thank you. Your knowledge is on point. Erica, thank you, ladies, for the information and reminders. Enjoyed it. Don't forget to tell us about those celery benefits. You got it. Okay, give 2 or 3 celery benefits, please.
okay, so I'll give two benefits. First, celery has a lot of great vitamins that help you grow your hair. I can probably tell you guys that my hair has grown out about 2 or 3 inches, and that's from celery, basically. So that's one. The other thing is that it helps get rid of dandruff. If you're one of those people who washes your hair and find yours, like if you have dry scalp, celery is great for that. Um, and I just eat it. I don't eat it with I don't dip it in peanut butter or ranch or anything. I just
Didn't
go
need an
for
hour.
it. Right. So I see Pat's like, Pat, I asked her for it. And you know what? She was like, no, ma'am. No, I'm just kidding. 30 minutes. Well, now it's 48, but yeah. Um, and you want me to talk about the freebie thing now?
Yes, let's talk about the freebie.
Okay. So there's, for anybody that really wants to have a private conversation with me, to speak specifically, especially like with the current environment and what's going on, right? Sometimes we need to have a conversation with someone. And you know, I have opened up my calendar, and you can hop on, you answer a couple of questions, you'll get a chance to book some time with me. And we can talk about some of the things that you can do in your business now to really start to generate more profit. And so you can book that session. It's makemoreprofitsession.com. That is a complimentary session. It's you and I digging in, identifying what the challenges are and what's the next best step you can take to generate more profit.
Okay.
That's one thing. Now, if you're like, I just really want to continue to hang out with her and learn more about her, you can grab my pricing template. Because if you're figuring, if you feel like, you know what, I'm not making the kind of money I want to make, and I really don't know where to go, I can probably tell you your pricing is likely off. So you can do a little checkup by going to pricingtemplate.com. www.profitisthenewblack.com to grab my free pricing template.
See how I'm scrolling that? That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. I like it. I'm like, she always do something extra, y'all. She's just
I'm so extra.
I love it though. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like inboxing her. Tanya, what was that thing that
Oh, y'all. Hey, it
I
has
love
been
it.
so much fun hanging out with you and everybody too. Look, Pat, again, she needed an hour. I know. I'm sorry. Actually, we pretty much have taken an hour. So my apologies again to those of you who probably had something else to do, but you can come back and watch the replay and get it all. And
Yes.
definitely stay connected with my girl.
Yes.
We'll have to bring her back. Like Renee said, I
I
love
love
extra.
it.
You got it. I'm
That's all
willing
we
to
know
give
how
it
to
to you.
that's all we know how to do.
It's what we do. Oh, I hope we brought a smile to your face. I hope that you are doing well, that you are safe, that you have will take these action items and do something with them. For first and foremost, like you said, Shontaye, it's all about the action. It's not just about it's really not about anything else. It's about the action. So do something with what you've heard.
Yeah.
Don't
Implement it.
just
Like
love
take
it.
action.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
Thank you. Thank you.
if you don't know what the next best step is, get on my calendar. Let's talk about it. You don't need
Yeah,
to be like there's way of what I want you all to understand is there's no shame in asking for help.
that's right.
There's no shame in asking for help.
All righty. Well, we're going to go ahead and end the broadcast, but I just
Yes.
want to thank you all for coming. Thank you for being part of this community from both of our communities to yours. Also, if you want to come back and watch, I'm on weekly every Monday. As a matter of fact, I'm getting ready to start a series, a 10-part series on how to actually do Facebook Live video. So we're going to do a Facebook Live tutorial in 10 parts. That's the very next big thing that I'm going to do. And then also we'll have some repurpose your live stream courses and other things coming up. So Shontaye's got stuff going on. I've got stuff going on. Follow us both. Stay in touch. Stay connected. If we can help you to grow your business, that is definitely what we're both gifted and passionate about doing. So
Yes.
we appreciate you spending the time with us and have a wonderful evening. And for those of you who are moms, happy Mother's Day to you.
Yes. Happy Mother's Day.
All right.
Thank you, Tanya. Bye, you guys.